Hi, this is Mary Eve with the Food Extension Office in Harrison County, and today we are cooking a dish from Italy. Italy is a country in Europe, and as you can see, it looks like a small boot, and it's in the Mediterranean Sea. The flag for Italy is green, white, and red. And what we are making today is lasagna roll ups. Lasagna usually is a dish that takes quite a bit of time to prepare, but the way we're going to make it is a little more kid-friendly, so kids can join in and put this lasagna dish together. Our ingredients are lasagna noodles, a jar of spaghetti sauce, any type that you like. You can use either mozzarella cheese, or I like to use a pizza blend because it has more flavors. Mozzarella is a very bland cheese. I'm going to use cottage cheese and ricotta cheese, and you can either use whole or low-fat, low-part skim, some Parmesan cheese, basil, a raw egg, and some garlic. And for the meat, I'm using hamburger, half of a pound, and 1/4 pound of Italian sausage for a little bit extra spice. So let's get started. To start, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees. This oven takes a while to warm up, so this is going to be your very first thing. Over at the stove here, I have already browned my hamburger and my Italian sausage, and I've already drained off the excess grease. You don't want any extra fat in your lasagna. Also over here, I also have my boiling water ready for my lasagna noodles. This recipe takes 8 lasagna noodles, which is approximately half of a box. Let's go ahead and get those and get them in the water. Okay, your lasagna noodles, you want to make sure that you have all whole ones, no broken ones. So we're going to be rolling these around the rest of our ingredients. A nice tall pot, so they should all fit in there nicely. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll need an adult to help you with this because the boiling water is extremely hot. 7 and 8. And we'll just give those a quick stir so that they don't rest together. And we're going to let them boil for 2 minutes less than what is required on the package. So these will approximately take 10 minutes to be ready for our roll-ups. Okay, this is for our cheese part of your lasagna. We're going to take 15 ounces of the ricotta cheese, which is only about half of this container. Bought the large container because it is less expensive per ounce, and I plan on making this at home for my husband. So we're going to break this up a little. And our next ingredient is cottage cheese. And we're going to add 1 cup of cottage cheese. And we're going to add 1 cup of our pizza blend cheese. Or if you're using mozzarella cheese, you can use that. And for the Parmesan cheese, that is to taste. So I'm not going to pour this directly over the bowl. I'm going to pour it into my hand first. And it's probably about 1/8 of a cup. Let's get all that incorporated. That looks good. We have a couple more things to add. We have basil. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of basil. This is a lightly dry basil, so it's still pretty potent. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of chopped garlic. And I like garlic, so I'm going to make mine a heaping teaspoon. Get that well stirred up. You can see how well you're doing by how the green specks are distributed through your cheese. See that? One more ingredient to add is a raw egg. Now the egg in this is a binder and helps to keep the cheese mixture together. Mix that in really well until your cheese mixture is all one color so that you're not seeing any yolk. Alright, now we'll put this in the fridge while we're waiting for our lasagna noodles to finish cooking. Okay, now we're ready to drain our noodles. And you'll want an adult to help you with this. The water is extremely hot. And as soon as these drain, then I'm going to pour cold water on the noodles so that I can handle them as well as stopping the cooking process. Be careful because these are going to be very hot. Use quite a bit of cool water, straight cold out of the faucet. Okay, those feel cool enough for me to work with. You may need some more cold water. Jiggle this just a bit and we'll bring it over to our workstation. Okay, we have our cheese mixture, our beef mixture, and our lasagna noodles. The recipe tells us to put the beef mixture in with our cheese. And again, mixing until it's well incorporated. Reaching way down to the bottom of the bowl. Alright, looking pretty good. Now you notice on my counter here I have it covered with plastic like I do when I'm baking cookies. And that is so that the starch of the noodles doesn't get all over my countertop and makes cleaning up a lot easier. So we're going to take each individual noodle, one at a time, and spread it with the cheese mixture. And then we're going to roll it up. And don't be surprised if it oozes out the edges. You'll want to roll this loosely so it all doesn't ooze out on you. And there's one lasagna roll. Now before I put these in the pan, I'm going to put half a cup of the spaghetti sauce in the bottom of the pan so that the noodles don't stick. And get a nice even layer at the bottom. And you want to put your noodles in with the folded side down at the bottom. And this recipe says it'll make 8 of these. So let's continue working. Okay, we have all 8 of our lasagna roll-ups in the pan.
We're going to take the rest of the jar of the spaghetti sauce and spread it evenly across the top of our lasagna rolls. Alright, it's just a little. We want to make sure that we cover all of the noodles so that they don't get hard or crunchy while we're baking them. And we want to keep all the moisture inside while we bake, so we're going to cover this with foil. Leave a little bit of air space in there so that the foil isn't touching your sauce. And we're going to bake this for 25 minutes. Then we're going to take it out of the oven and put on the remainder of our pizza cheese to make it good and cheesy. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, our timer has gone off. It's time to take out our lasagna roll-ups. Bring it over to the counter. And as you can see, as we've been waiting for this to cook, I have the kitchen all cleaned up, my countertops all nice and clean. I want to be careful taking this off, and of course open the top away from you in case there's any steam that comes out. This is looking really nice. We're going to put the remainder of the package of cheese over the top. So this will be about another cup of cheese. We're going to pop it back in the 350-degree oven for about 5 to 8 minutes until the cheese is all melted. This time we're going to leave the foil off. And we will just pop it right back in the oven. Okay, our timer's going off again. Let's check our lasagna roll-ups. The cheese is all lovely and melted, bubbling around the edges. So we are all set for lunch. So today for lunch we will be serving our lasagna roll-ups with some garlic bread and fresh vegetables. And I hope you try this recipe. It's going to be really good. Ciao!